When it comes to profit, there are 5 metrics that really lead you to profit. Number one is how many leads you have. How many people know they need or want your services? How many people know they need to want you and know you provide them? How many people are there? That's the first thing. Most people think this is the entire purpose of marketing, to get more leads. But there are plenty of times when a business has all the leads it needs, but doesn't handle the other 5 metrics. The second metric is how many of those leads do you turn into customers? What percentage of them do you close? How many of them end up using you instead of somebody else? The third one is how often do they use you? One of the biggest mistakes businesses make is they take their current customers for granted. People have a very short memory and attention span when it comes to services. So the third metric there is how often do your current customers use you? Do they keep coming back? Do you have a system in place to get them to use you regularly? The fourth one is what's your revenue per transaction? Do you bring in $5 every time somebody uses you, or do you bring in 5,000? And then the last one is how much of that do you get to keep? What's your profit margin? And there are clear strategies that can be used to move any of those numbers. And recognizing, going back to our metrics discussion, recognizing where you are on those metrics, whether you're exact about it or not, recognizing, are those numbers going up or are those numbers going down? Now, where it gets a little tricky is sometimes you can inflate one number at the expense of another. Take, for example, let's imagine that I'm an exterminator who specializes in rat infestations. And so I've got a business here, and in a given community, there may be 1,000 homes that occasionally have rat problems. So that makes up my leads. There's a potential for 1,000 homes there for me to have as customers. There's another guy that does rat extermination. And so as a result of that, I'm only get about 20% of those customers when they need me. So I decide I'm going to offer this big deal, $100 off your next extermination service. So what's going to happen in that scenario? First thing that's going to happen is leads doesn't change. There's still only 1,000 homes. His closing percentage is going to go up because now he's got more of a reason for people to choose him. So he may go from 30%, maybe to 60%. Maybe he doubles his closing percentage, which means he's going to double his customers. It means he's going to be doing twice as much work. So he's going to feel very good about that decision. I've got twice as many customers as I used to have. So he may have to go out and hire an assistant because he can't cover all those anymore. He's got to buy extra spray. He may have to get another truck. But if you look a little further down the list, you're going to find that his revenue per transaction dropped because he was charging $50 less or $100 less. And that campaign was attracting people who had smaller homes and weren't as worried about quality as they were about price. And since the exterminator charges based on square footage, he's now doing those extra 30 homes. So now his revenue per transaction drops, his profit margin drops because that $50 he took off came right out of his profit. So he's doing twice as many customers, but at the end of the day, he's losing money. And it's understanding how all those metrics work together and putting together a strategy that results in greater profit.
And